Hey everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Daily Circus Update. I'm your host, davidinark. Today I'm going to be recording using the microphone that is built into the camera, so I know it's going to sound a little distant maybe, or I don't know, pick up some of the ambient noise, but the headset is just not working out at all. So I'm going to find a different microphone situation, and I'll get that set up. It'll probably take me a little while to get the money together and figure out exactly which one is going to be best for this kind of thing. So in the meantime, this is what we're going to do. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video update, and I appreciate everyone coming in, checking out, seeing what's going on. But we had some weird stuff going on with the out-of-the-park baseball game. I believe I've got all that squared away. I think part of the problem was that I thought I had set it to where human, that is me, managed all the teams, but that may not have been the case, or the other issue could have been that when I go in and tell the system to automatically set rosters, it may have been trading players. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I'm going to play around with that a little bit, kind of in a parallel game. I'm just going to copy that game over and mess around and see if I can replicate the situation, or at least avoid it, and then be able to move on from there. This current draft that we're in, we've got 121 players that are currently available and are up for grabs. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what happens this Saturday when we run the draft. And so one of the things I wanted to show real quick, let me jump through here. I've got a couple of the cards, and excuse me, a couple of the players. I know one of them is going to be the Corey Kluber Pearl. I mean, that's just wicked. Awesome. He's a tribber, so he's in my draft pick for sure. But I think he's going to be pretty highly sought after, mainly because it's a pearl insert. So that's pretty cool. And then we also have Mike Moustakas, and that's a pretty cool. I can't remember what this is called. Glove Stories. That's pretty cool. So he'll probably be one of the other sought-after folks. Of course, we've got a lot of different players going on in the draft this time. Again, we got 121, so there's definitely something out there for everyone to see if we can grab a hold of. In the meantime, let's jump over to the game itself. And if you remember last time, we had a couple of teams who were tied for first, and I think, as a matter of fact, we may have still had some undefeated teams at that point. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I could, as a matter of fact, I might be able to pull that up pretty quick. Let me just look real quick. No, it'll take me. Oh, well, yeah, here. No, we had no undefeated teams, all right? However, we did have multiple teams that were tied for first. So looking at the last time we posted, we had the Balking Dead and the Ventura County Royals over in Downtown Groove Lilywhites. They were tied for first. In Uptown Funk Piccadilly, Prowling Cats and Super Duper Men were tied for first. So it looks like we had a couple of teams who had managed to take the lead spot and be tied. So we'll see how that holds up now that we've run the game. I've run the game from the last time, which was April 29th. So again, it's been a couple of weeks. So this time we're caught up, current as of May 6th. We've run today's games, so technically up through tomorrow, May 7th. And so let's take a look at the Uptown Funk Piccadilly division. We've got Prowling Cats in the lead, and they are a half a game ahead of the Super Duper Men. So where they were tied, now there's been a little bit of fluctuation in there. The Prowling Cats are on an 11-game winning streak. And looking over real quick, that's the longest winning streak we've got in the league this time. Whew, 11 games in a row. They are hot. Prowling Cats on fire. Super Duper Men in second. Aaron Rose in third, Dominic FDNY in fourth. They are 9.5 games out. And then Arp Smith bringing up the rear in Piccadilly. They are 11.5 games out. So let's move over to Leicester. The Wilsons are 15-9. That puts them ahead of Play at the Plates by a game and a half. They're 14-11. Then there's a pretty decent jump. Captain Kirk 42s and Jennings 64. They are tied for third, both 6 games out of the lead in the Leicester division. And then the Thorzels are 11.5 games out of first place, and they're actually tied back with the Arp Smiths in Piccadilly. Both of those guys are 11.5 games behind their leader. Now, we have a long way to go, so don't let that discourage you. Hopefully, you'll be able to pick up some key players here in the next few drafts, or for that matter, drafts for the rest of the season before you hit that critical breaking point. Moving on, we've got the Poteau Division, and here we do have a tie for first place. Alex All-Stars and Julia Convicts both are 15-10, and they are in the lead, but only by half a game. Stealing Home is just half a game back at 14-10, so that division could be anybody for those top 3 spots. Then we skip down. Maddings are 6 games out, and Thoughts and Socks, they're 8 games out of the lead over in Punta Obelisco. Jumping down to Uptown Funk Bakerloo. The Arkansas Tribe Cards, what can I say? We're having a kicking year starting things off over here. I'd have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure that's not how it started last year. Then again, maybe it did, and I don't remember though. I think we were pretty middle of the road till when we barely got into the playoffs through the wild card, if I remember correctly. But anyway, Arkansas Tribe Cards are winning 17. We are 17-9, I should say. 3.5 games ahead of Bo Rosny's and GCRLs. So GCRLs and Bo Rosny's are tied at 13-12. 3.5 games behind the Tribe Cards. And then we've got Sox Fan for Life. They're 6 games out. And Saitama Sushi are 7 games out. So they're really close, and they're really not all that far out of the lead. So that wraps up the Uptown Funk League. We're going to jump over to Downtown Groove. And over in Green Park, Eastern Virginia Mutts are 17-7. And they are leading that division by 2.5 games over the Kazi's. And then there's another big jump. Night Owls are 6.5 games behind the Mutts. The RJ Breezes are 7, so they're just a half a game behind the Night Owls. And then Idaho Astros are sitting at 10 games out of the lead, but just 3 games behind RJ Breeze. So again, close things happening there in Green Park. And then we have over in Oxford Circus, Pennsylvania BCs, they lead that division ahead of the Captain Canucks and the Illinois Jafranias. Those 2 teams, Captain Canucks and Illinois Jafranias, are 3 games out of the lead. And then the next 2 teams, Jacksonville Jobu and Peters EJs, they're only 3.5 games out of the lead. So there's only a half game separating the bottom 4 teams in that division. Oxford Circus, yeah, it's kind of a circus. I'm telling you what, that's wow, that's pretty close. That's very cool. Then we skip down to the Lilywhites. And the Balking Dead, they are 17-7, so they actually have the same record as the Eastern Virginia Mutts. They lead that division, followed by Backstop Cards and Ventura County Royals. Those 2 teams are both 3.5 games out of the lead, tied for second place. So there's a lot of close stuff happening, even though we're still very early in the season. But there's a lot of teams that are putting up a fight. And then we have the Cobb County Super Chickens. They're 7.5 games out. And then Enamel Rods, 9.5 games out in Lilywhites. And finally, we've got the Downtown Groove Carrying Cross Division. And Nachos Grande, they are leading that division, 17 wins, 8 losses. They are 3.5 games ahead of the Northampton Therapists, who are just a half a game ahead of the New Jersey Hadsels. And then only a game and a half behind the Hadsels, we have the Hensons, And a game behind the Hensons, we have Kentucky Quarry. So you're looking at the Nachos Grande. They're 3.5 games ahead, but then the rest of that division, they are very close. There's only 3 games that separates second from fourth. So you guys are all just duking it out there. I envision a lot of movement as we move forward, especially as we start drafting more and more players and getting some good folks on your teams. I anticipate that playing out with a whole lot of fun. A whole lot of fun. But don't forget, head over to tribecards.net every day. Check out what's happening with the pack breaks. We've been busting out all kinds of different packs. Real quick, I'm going to flash these up here. These are awesome custom-made Allen and Ginter minis. Those are from Nachos Grande. And these are very cool. They really are. They're very thick cardstock. Very cool. Allen and Ginter 2008 style. Again, head over to tribecards.net and check out the pack breaks. I have not forgotten about the code for the free OOTP 16. That's coming up very, very soon, so you'll definitely be watching the video for that. That's going to be a video-only giveaway, so we'll have that coming up probably in the next video. So stay tuned for that. I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with me for a little bit, and I hope your teams do well in the upcoming weeks. See you later.